Alright, what's going on, guys? I am Salarathmatics, and today I wanted to do a video on how to play Cammy. So, it's not going to be a super in-depth video. It's not going to be like 2 hours long. It's just going to be like a little character overview, talking about general theory of how to play Cammy. So, Cammy in this game, I feel like she's really similar to how she used to be in Street Fighter 4. The only difference is she is almost entirely ground game focused, and that hit and throw mix up. So she used to have a pretty strong hit throw mix up, right? She used to always be able to frame trap, but then on top of that she had 50-50s. She still has 50-50s, right? Like she can do this, and then if she does the light kick, she goes on the other side and it loops into itself, and then she does dive kick, she lands on the same side, which is comboable. I just fucked it up there. But she still kind of has mix-ups, especially with the EX dive kick, which is very hard to contest. But it's mostly her hit throw game now. So it's like if you knock somebody down, or if you get in somebody's face, which is pretty easy to do with her EX dive kick, she has a bunch of options to open you up. So this, for example, is plus and has almost no pushback. So if you do this, you can just go straight into throw. And they have to hold that. Your throw becomes like 4 frames, basically. And now, so once they see this, the only way to get out of that is to tech quickly. And once they start teching quickly, you can start doing things like this, right? And if at any point in this sequence it hits, you can confirm it into a spiral. Because her low forward has enough time, you can cancel it very late. See? So, I'll do it again. I'm trying to get like the last active frame of the low forward. So you can see like, that's if I cancel it fast. But then you can cancel it late also. So there's an amount of time where you can look to see if the low forward hit, and if it does, you go into spiral. So that's a really neat little trick that Cammy can do. I'd say it's probably essential to her game also, being able to pull that off, because it really does make her significantly more scary when she can just walk up and do this low, and if it hits, you confirm in spiral, and if it doesn't hit, you just don't do anything. So yeah, something you can do to practice that is you can just go into training mode and set the dummy to random guard. And then if you see them get hit, confirm into the spiral. And if you see them block, don't do anything. I'm actually pretty bad at this. But I know it is doable. Because, you know, there are multiple people that do it. Kazunoko is one of them, Alex Myers is another. There we go, I'm starting to get a little more. Yeah, you can also negative edge the medium kick to make it a little bit easier on you. So negative edge is basically a technique where you you input a special move by doing the input and releasing the button. So you're not actually pressing it. So what you're doing is you're only pressing the medium kick once, and you're seeing if it hits, and you do the motion. And if it does hit, you release the button. If it doesn't hit, you keep it held down, at least for a little while longer. Yeah. So anyways, that's something that I would practice. I'm not a Cammy player, so I don't know how to do it. Helicopter! But yeah, you know, that's something that I would really recommend doing. If you are playing Cammy, think you're playing Cammy, you want to up your game with Cammy, that's definitely something I would do. So yeah, you know, that's kind of like the general idea of Cammy, is you want to rush people down. You know, she's got the light punch, which is +2, which is like a legit, you know, you have to block type thing. If I set him to block and I light punch him, she can do the same tick throw, but she can also do this. You know, she can do all of this walk up and hit pressure like that. You know, jab, boom, medium punch again even, and just check you. And if nothing happens, at least, you know, you're getting gray health. So look at off this sequence how much gray health I get off of Fong, right? So it's a ton of damage. And now her V trigger is something that you can fish for very easily with her crouch fierce, and then confirm that into your, you know, style and V trigger combos. That don't work. You can do it with the stand fierce also. But the thing about Cammy's V trigger that a lot of people will do is they'll fish with crouch fierce, which is a really good way to get into it. It's a really kind of cheap, like it goes really far. It cancels into V trigger. You can kind of hit confirm it too. See, oh, it hit. Okay, let me go into V trigger type thing. So that makes this thing really good. I'm a huge fan of her V trigger. I think it's hella good. The only downside is that she only gets 2 special moves from it, but since her special moves hit so hard, it doesn't really matter. You know, if you get 1 dive kick and you still have 1 charge left, you can do normal spiral, And then at the end of that, you can do her EXDP, which will always juggle after the spiral. So, you know, you have to spend 1 EX gauge, which takes away her super. But if you got it, you know, spend it. It's worth it. You keep the pressure, you get good damage. Another thing, her medium punch combos into fierce, so you can get a lot of nasty combos off of that. And like V-trigger confirms too. So if you ever frame trap somebody and you get a medium punch, you can go straight into V-trigger and then do another. You go medium punch into fierce V-trigger and then another fierce into drill, or you can just do straight DP if you want the damage. You know, that's totally an option, and then you still have another bar stock of V-trigger, and you can hit confirm a low forward into spiral, and then EXDP. Boom, just like that, right? So it's doable. It's doable with Cammy. People are saying that Cammy is a bad character. I completely disagree. I think those people are smoking crack religiously. I think that she's like hella good, and that, you know, sometimes you just need to step up off the rock, bro. It's okay. Like, you know, we will still love you. We still love you for who you are, even if you're a Cammy denier. You know, it's all good. Yeah, so Cammy super, I guess that's the next thing to touch on. This shit is hella good. It's like maximum spider, so this thing will snipe you from like anywhere on the screen. Yeah, I think it hits just below full screen. Nope, hits full screen. Okay, so at any point, if your opponent does something that you don't like, you can straight super them. If they try to jump over you or jump right above you, like let's say Fong tried to like jump over me, my super would actually catch him. So you don't have to worry about like auto correcting it. You can just do super if somebody jumps right over your head, and it will hit them because she jumps back on the wall first. And if you do it in that method, also her super has 3 frame startup. The time after she gets to, like the time it takes her to get to the wall, I think it's like 2 and then +1 for the active. I don't know. It's 3 frames basically. So that shit will catch you anywhere. It also catches neutral jumps from like half screen. If you see them neutral jump on you, it's like Seth's ultra. You see them neutral jump, you can ultra them or super them. There we go. Yeah, I'm not too sure of the timing. Again, I don't really play Cammy too much, but I know it is possible. And it's just like you can't do anything basically. It's very similar to Seth's super or Seth's ultra in the mindset that you can't do anything once he has it. You have to play super cautiously because anything that you do can get sniped. And this, you know, Fong doesn't have to be jumping. He can be throwing a poison. He can be throwing a wall down. He can be doing any of these things, and her super will straight blow that shit up. I'm fairly certain it's projectile invincible also. That's another facet of it, which makes it, you know, able to go through projectiles and all that jazz. So Cammy's super, hella good. Her crush counters are not necessarily too incredible. This would be like her one crush counter move. Here, let's see. I'm gonna make this crush counter real quick. But you know, the good thing about this is that you can get hella damage off of it. Hella damage and stun. And with Cammy having that 2-bar V gauge, you know, anything helps. You know, that whole just getting a crush counter fills your gauge up half. You know, not too many people are aware of this, but yes, if you do, here I'm gonna have this V gauge set to normal. If you do get a crush counter, half of your V gauge fills up instantly. So, you know, it's a good tool. Crush countering is good, even if it doesn't lead like to the most damage. You know, the fact that she can still do this and get some sort of conversion off it is really good. And again, you know, if you don't want to do that, like if for whatever reason you can't crush counter, you can just do double knees, and it's still good damage off of like a DP punish. Like against Karen's DP, I don't know if you can crush counter her with roundhouse, but you can get double knees into that, and it's what is that? Let's see how much damage that is. I know it's a lot. It's enough. Yeah, 238. 238. That's pretty good. But if you can get the crush counter in there, 312 for no meter. 312 for no meter. Keep in mind. Yeah, another thing you can do off of this too is if you have V trigger, is you can activate off of the crouch strong. So at any point, if you get a crouch strong, so like let's say you do this, you can activate V trigger. Oh wait, I forgot I don't have it. You can activate V trigger, and you will get a stand fierce. I think from pretty much all ranges where crouch strong hits, the stand fierce will connect. So you don't really have to worry about like, oh man, I think I'm too far for this. It's like if you hit the crouch strong, you can hit the stand fierce. For the most part. Maybe from like the max weird whiff punish to normal range. But otherwise, you don't have to worry about crouch strong and then the stand fierce whipping. Yeah, there's kind of like a school of thought with Cammy where you should save her V gate, her V trigger once you go into it. So you can do like one spiral and then just save it, right? And then use that bar to get another mix-up, which I do agree with to some extent. In a lot of instances, though, I really do think it's worth it to just get the damage, because you know she needs it, and her mix-up game is already really strong when she gets in. It's not like she can't get in, also because she's just one EX dive away from getting in. Because EX dive is incredibly hard to deal with. Most characters don't really have reliable answers to it. I mean, unless you have a DP, but the thing is, since the height restriction on it is so low, by the time you see it starting up, when you try to DP, you get hit out of it already. So it's like, damn, I tried to react, and I got wrecked instead. That's at least how I feel. So what you end up having to do is space her out so she can't do this fast one. You have to try to keep her over here, so she does the fast dive kick, it whips. But if you keep Cammy over here, then this is like the perfect range where Cammy wants to whiff punish your normals with her stand fierce, which is an incredible whiff punishing tool. And then she can also use her stand medium kick to keep you out. And if she has V trigger and she wants to kill you, she gets a medium kick from any distance. If she does DP, it works. That's the only thing she can do, granted. But now she still has a bar of V trigger, and that just did 200 damage off of like a poke in footsies. So that's pretty. And she's in, you know, powered up mode. She's in she's Denjin camping. You know, she can do stuff like that. And that dive kick in V trigger is safe on block. Also, it's plus. I believe it's like +3 or +5 or some shit. You cannot press buttons, basically. If you try to press buttons and she try to press buttons, you will get destroyed. Like your whole life will get destroyed. So just don't even try it, basically. Yeah, and she has a 3-frame jab. Man, Cammy's good as fuck. I don't understand people saying that she sucks. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. This shit's hella good. This shit's hella good. This shit is hella good. That was supposed to be DP. Don't worry about that. This shit's hella good, you know? She's got a bunch of good stuff, man. You know, if you want to play Cammy and you've been thinking, man, how do I, you know, make this low tier character work? Knock that shit off right now. I'm telling you, she is not low tier. She is hella good. Yeah, man, don't be afraid to dive into this character. She is kind of execution heavy. I would say that you do have to make sure that you have hit confirms down. So like jab, you know, if that hits, go into spiral. That's the easy one, right? But the harder one is the low forward. And if the low forward hits, confirm into spiral. And if it doesn't, don't do it. I know it seems like it's impossible, but it actually is possible. It definitely is possible. I can guarantee that it is possible because people like K-Brad and Alex Myers do it. So if you practice it enough, eventually it becomes to a point where when you see the hit, you can just confirm into the spiral. And I am terrible at it. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm just guessing. But, you know, it does get to a point where you can hit confirm it. And especially when you're in the zone, the auto zone, it becomes way easier to hit confirm also. Yeah, so that's Cammy. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comment section below. I will try my best to answer all of them as soon as I see them. I don't like leaving things unanswered. But yeah, this was kind of like a brush over. I could definitely go more in depth with all of her tools and all of her different options. But in general, you know, Cammy's a rushdown character that can frame trap, and she's hella good. And she can hold a life lead too if she wants. And you know, she mixes up her keeping you out with going in with dive kicks and such. So yeah, Cammy's hella good. That is my little how to play Cammy tutorial primer thing. So thanks for watching, y'all. More vids coming soon. I say that every time, and I mostly mean it. We'll see what happens in the future. But thank you guys for watching. I've been Sal Rathmatics, and I'll catch you later. Peace.